de mi corazón.
What's up, guys? Your boy Benny. My favorite interview I've ever seen Donald Trump do, and we watch virtually every Trump rally and every Trump interview at this program. At the very least, we have a producer on watching every single Trump media hit. My favorite media interview he's ever done was last week at the National Association of Black Journalists, where President Trump went on stage and just absolute alpha mode, king of the jungle mode. It was incredible. President Trump defending his policies and doing such a great job, and also calling out the fraudulent reporters and their fraudulent questions. And it was so odd. It was like 2016 energy Trump. It was because you'd be in jail, energy Trump. I just loved it. Now, one of the things that he did, because of course they wanted to catch Trump in a trap. They wanted to put Trump in this position to trap him. And you saw immediately, right out of the gate, they tried to trap Trump. Right? This reporter asked this nastiest question, right? You're a racist.
You have told
you're
four
racist.
congresswomen of
You're
color
so evil.
who were American citizens to go back to where they came from. You have used words like animal and rabbit to describe black district attorneys. You've attacked black journalists, calling them a loser, saying the questions that they ask are, quote, stupid and racist. You've had dinner with a white supremacist at your Mar-a-Lago resort. So my question, sir, now that you are asking black supporters to vote for you, why should black voters trust you after you have used language like that?
Well, first of all, I don't think I've ever been asked a question in such a horrible manner. First question. You don't even say, hello, how are you? Are you with ABC? Because I think they're a fake news network, a terrible network. And I think it's disgraceful that I came here in good spirit. I love the black population of this country. I've done so much for the black population of this country, including employment, including opportunity zones with Senator Tim Scott of South Carolina.
Listen to the audience.
Which is one of the greatest programs ever for black workers and black entrepreneurs. I've done so much, and and I say this, historically, black colleges and universities were out of money. They were stone cold broke, and I saved them, and I gave them long-term financing.
Listen to the actual applause and the cheers from the room. Now, this room, I doubt there's a single Trump voter in the entire room. Just a guess. But I don't think that room of the National Association of Corporate Black Journalists, a bunch of Trump supporters. But Donald Trump went in there and won. Then they tried to trap him. I watched the entire thing. They tried so hard to trap Donald Trump. And they finally were able to get their little gotcha question, right? They were asked about Kamala Harris, and Donald Trump talked about how Kamala Harris is fake and how she's transactional in everything from her heritage to the way that she campaigns. And she's always been everything to everyone, right? And there's no authentic Kamala Harris. She is an empty husk, which is what makes her a perfect candidate. Barack Obama's an empty husk. Joe Biden's a very empty husk. It makes her a perfect candidate for global elites to use her. That's the feature, not the bug for Kamala Harris. Yet Trump said, that she's fake. She's a fake. She's pandering, right, is what President Trump says. That caused a lot of libs to be so upset, including somebody that Donald Trump called George SLOPPADOPOLOUS. It's too good. George SLOPPADOPOLOUS. And here's Trump calling him that.
And it got very little publicity. I didn't notice ABC doing any publicity on it, George.
We cover you extensively, sir. I'd love to move over.
Gold. One of my favorite Trump names, actually. George SLOPPADOPOLOUS was interviewing one of our favorites, friend of us, and the show, Byron Donalds. And he kept asking him about this moment. This is how you knew it was a gotcha moment, right? They're trying to make this a thing. And Byron Donalds did just an incredible job, just absolutely bombed on this interview. Bombed and mugged on George SLOPPADOPOLOUS. Go.
And you just repeated the slur again. If it doesn't matter, why do you all keep questioning her identity? She's always identified as a black woman. She is biracial. She has a Jamaican father and an Indian mother. She's always identified as both. Why are you questioning that?
Well, George, first of all, this is something that's actually a conversation throughout social media right now. There are a lot of people who are trying to figure this out. But again, that's a side issue, not the main issue. The main issue.
Sir, one second. You just did it. You just did it again.
Of the United States.
Why do you insist on questioning her racial identity?
You want me to talk?
I want you to answer my question.
George, now that you're done yelling at me, let me answer. He talked about it on a stage yesterday in Atlanta for 2 minutes? He spent more than 35, 40 minutes going after her record, talking about how radical of a senator that she was. She was the most liberal senator in the United States, in the United States Senate. That is a fact. He talked about the job that she did as vice president of the United States, a job, I will add, which has been a failure for the American people. I know you guys like to glom on to this that he talks about in jest or in a serious manner for about a minute or so, but what you do not cover is the litany of failures of Kamala Harris. That's what you're not covering, George.
So questioning somebody's racial identity for a couple minutes is okay?
George, I'm going to tell you again, he brought it up. AP is the one that wrote the headline when she first came in to the United States Senate. Didn't talk about her being black, talked about her being the first Indian American senator. AP brought that up. I mean, George, we could have this conversation for the entire segment, but none of this matters to the American people. What matters to the American people is, are we going to have the same policies of the Biden-Harris administration that has been destructive of the American people, or are we going to have the policies of the Trump administration, which put America first, had low inflation, prosperous Americans, no matter your race, no matter your color, no matter your creed, and a foreign policy that kept America safe? Those are the facts that truly matter, because this issue is going to come and go. The lives of the American people is what's going to remain, and that's what matters more than anything else.
If it doesn't matter, I don't understand why you keep on repeating it, why the president keeps on repeating it, why those introducing the president yesterday
George,
keep
actually,
on repeating
I'm not
it.
the one who keeps repeating it. George, you're the one that's bringing it up now. That's you.
You've done it,
I understand why
sir.
You've done it.
You've done it 3 times. Every single answer you gave me. Now let me finish, sir.
George,
every single answer you gave, you repeated the slur.
Asked me, George. That's why I'm pushing back on you now. George, you asked me the question 3 times. I responded, but
and every single time you repeat the slur. That is exactly my point. You simply can't say that it's wrong.
George, so then what you're saying, and I want to get off this topic because this is not the only thing that's going on. But George, now you're saying that AP is the one that slurred Kamala Harris, because those are the facts. You can go to the internet and look at the clips, George, if you want to, or we can talk about this now. I prefer to talk about the future of our country, because the American people are struggling. The American people do need serious policy decisions to be made, and they need serious leadership on the world stage. Kamala Harris has not proven that she can do that. Donald J. Trump has proven that he can do that.
Bro, that is how you do it. This thing went thermonuclear. Byron wiped the floor with SLOPPADOPOLOUS. It's got 4.3 million views, 96,000 likes on it, 21,000 retweets. Flying. I'm not the one who keeps repeating it. You keep bringing it up. It's incredible how you can actually tell, right? Like the bias in the question. The whole point of all of this is what is what is already baked into the question, right? When they go, like, is Trump a racist, right? This is like the number one question you ask. Like, that's implicit in the question, right? Is the actual answer that they're trying to get to. This is the trick. So they want to create a new news environment about it. This didn't stick enough, and so they need to create a new news cycle about it. And so George Stephanopoulos has to ask like 3.5 minutes worth of questions for Byron Donalds about it. Dude, good on Byron for calling that out. No matter what, George, do not watch this clip of a local CBS News reporter asking a black barbershop about what they think of Kamala Harris.
Is Kamala going to make you a little more likely or less likely to vote Democrat?
Well, hold on, wait, first, Ray, hold on, Ray. Is Kamala black, yes or no?
I'm going to let her speak on that. But to me, no.
Oh. Is Kamala black, yes or no?
I share that same view.
Wow. Is Kamala black, yes or no?
I heard she was. I heard she's half black and half Asian. When I played that audio on my SiriusXM radio program on Thursday, many callers who self-identified as African American were quick to tell me that those men were the exception, not the rule. Some described them as low information voters, no different than you'd find among whites.